Okay, so today we'll start with one question. Question says that two objects. Suppose A is moving on this in this direction like this. A is moving in this direction with some speed. Let's say this is 100 root 3 meter per second. So we can call this, okay, fine. And this angle is 20 degree. And B is moving at in this direction with some speed that is not known. That is not known. At some angle 60 degree. Question says that these two A and B are two different aircrafts. Question says that an aircraft or an observer sitting in aircraft A. An observer sitting in aircraft A observes that aircraft B is moving perpendicular to the line of motion of A. These two A and B are two aircrafts. There is a guy who is sitting in aircraft A and observes that aircraft B is moving perpendicular to the line of motion of A. So because A is moving in this direction, so this direction is can be called as line of motion of A, and this is called line of motion of B. We have to find velocity of aircraft B. Just give it a try. Take 2 minutes. Think about this, then I'll solve. Sorry.
Sir,
Bolo.
the 200 meter per second.
Correct.
So can you just give a few more minutes before you tell the answer?
Yeah, sure. अर्चित थोड़ा वीडियो ऑन होना चाहिए हमेशा. आयुषी, अब ब्रो वीडियो क्यों नहीं ऑन है तुम लोग का?
फिर जी में किया इसको.
फिर जी में क्या होगा? हाँ ठीक है.
Here, sir, do you take it as since A is the observer, do you take its speed as 0 and then calculate?
Yes. So because A is observing, so bring A at rest. See, let me solve now. This says that an observer sitting in an aircraft A observes that aircraft B is moving perpendicular to the line of motion of A, right? So do one thing. A is your observer, so bring this to rest. And now you know that A will observe. A will observe the motion of B. So this is the line of motion of A, right? And he will observe that B will move perpendicular to this line of motion of A. So like this. Like this, he will observe this. Okay. Now do one thing. Just draw a line parallel to this line of motion. Just draw that line like this. This is also 30 degree and this is perpendicular to this. So this line is parallel to this line and this line is perpendicular to this line. Now, how do we deal with the relative motion? Because A is observer, so whatever velocity A will have, that will be added in opposite direction to the velocity of B, right? Now B is moving with some velocity, let's say V. And if this angle is 60, and we have to break the component of this V along this line, perpendicular and this line. Now we have to find this angle is 60, so this angle is 120. So this 30, 120, so this is 30. So this angle is 30. So this V will have two components, V cos 30 and this V sin 30, because we know that this angle is 90. Now, this is going in this direction. So with respect to A, we have to find. So just reverse it and add here. This is 100 root 3. Now A observes that B is moving perpendicular. So along this line only B will move. It means that there should not be any velocity along this line. So there should be the resultant velocity along this perpendicular line only. So this must be equal to this. V cos 30 equal to 100 root. So V into root 3 by 2 equal to 100 root 3. Got it. So V equal to 200 meter per second. Understood?
Sir, I didn't understand after V.
After V, यहाँ
V
पे
cos 30 and V sin 30.
तुम खुद समझो ना कि A जो है ना, ये ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है कि जो B है ना, इसी लाइन के अलोंग चलेगा. अगर तो इसका मतलब अगर B A के रेस्पेक्ट में B को इसी लाइन के अलोंग चलना है, तो B के पास जो नेट वेलोसिटी होगा वो इसी लाइन के अलोंग होना चाहिए ना. किसी और डायरेक्शन में अगर वेलोसिटी हुआ तो किसी और डायरेक्शन चला जाएगा. तो इस लाइन के अलोंग जो भी वेलोसिटी है ना, वही उसका नेट होना चाहिए. तो इसके अलोंग एंड इसके अलोंग नलीफाई कर देना चाहिए एक दूसरे को, ये इधर और ये इधर. तो दोनों दोनों को मिला करके नेट 0 होगा तभी ना. जो नेट वेलोसिटी होगा इसी लाइन के अलोंग होगा, इसलिए ये और ये इक्वल हो जाएगा. अगर मान लो ये इसका वैल्यू इससे ज्यादा हो जाएगा, तो एरोप्लेन इस डायरेक्शन में भी जाएगा ना, थोड़ा थोड़ा इधर भी जाएगा इधर भी जाएगा, तो फाइनली यहाँ कहीं चला जाएगा. तो परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शन में तो नहीं चल पाएगा ना.
Okay, sir.
नोट करो.
So can you explain the diagram again? How you got the angles?
See, just draw a line parallel to this plane because see, we have to we should we know that A will observe B moving perpendicular to the line of motion of A. So a line that is perpendicular to this line. So I'll try to draw an axis having this line as one axis and perpendicular to this line as another axis. So it's obvious that another line will be parallel to this line. So I just drew a line parallel to this line. And then we know that this angle is 30 because this angle is 30 and this angle is 60. So this angle would be 120, this 30, this 120. So in this triangle, this will be 30. So this is opposite vertical angle, this will be 30. Now I just broke this velocity in two components along this line and along this perpendicular line.
Yes, sir. Good.
Noted, everyone? नोटेड चले आगे लिख लिया सब लोगों ने अब्रो कहाँ गया अब्रो है अर्चित कहाँ गया ओके नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लो सॉल्व
Sir, I have a doubt. Sir, if the fighter and the bomber are in the same line, then why will the bullet hit the bomber at some angle?
No, 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 no. Assume fighter is above, bullet, bomber is below. The fighter is like moving in this line, and bomber is moving in this line. There is a correction in the question. Just correct that.
Okay, okay.
So 2 more minutes only. Okay. What happened? Did you understand the question, Shaina?
I don't think I understood fully, sir.
Okay. Ayushi?
No, sir, I'm not getting how to solve it. Maybe my
Agro?
diagram is correct, but still.
सर वो फाइटर ऊपर से जा रहा है,
Uh,
बॉम्बर उसके नीचे है, हमें
uh,
हॉरिजॉन्टल प्रोजेक्टाइल यूज करना पड़ेगा।
correct. Very
उसके
good.
बाद
Archit?
उसका रिलेटिव का
No, sir.
कॉन्सेप्ट भी है।
हाँ, करेक्ट। अर्चित नहीं समझा? देखो, good, Agro, good, good. See, a bomber plane is moving horizontally in a straight line. Okay, let's assume that this is your bomber. Okay, bomber plane. Suppose VV is the velocity of, yeah, speed of bomber plane. That is given as 594. 594 kilometer per hour. Can you convert this into? Just multiply by 5 by 18.
33।
So this is how much? 165. 165 per meter per second. Okay. Now it says that when the fighter is 300 meters behind, suppose here is the bomber and fighter is somewhere here, because the fighter has to be on the top. Otherwise, how can fighter will hit, right? So fighter is here somewhere. So this distance is 300 meter. It says that he fires. Fighter will fight his guns, fire his guns, which are then horizontal. So horizontally it fires the gun. If the bullets have a muzzle velocity means velocity of bullet with respect to gun. Muzzle velocity means velocity of bullet with respect to gun. So that muzzle velocity is given. Means muzzle velocity means velocity of bullet with respect to gun. So that is given as velocity of bullet minus velocity of gun. So this is given. This is given. Velocity of bullet with respect to gun is given. That is muzzle velocity. That is 3348 kilometer per hour. And the velocity of bullet that I don't know. And the velocity of gun. So gun is mounted on the fighter plane, and that fighter plane is moving with this. So gun will have same velocity as fighter plane. That is 720. So velocity of bullet will be 3348 plus 720. Just try to understand the concept. This is kilometer per hour. Can we convert this into meter per second? Please help me. Tell me. Tell me anyone. The value. Let's use calculator, na? Are you solving or let me no? I'll use my
One-
calculator.
1130 meter per second.
1130 meter per second. Okay, this is the velocity. This is the velocity of bullet with respect to ground now. Now, it says that, okay, so at what distance below the line of sight? So here is the plane. Suppose, like, this bullet will go and hit the bomber plane. So suppose, here fighter plane has fired the bullet. So the bullet will take T time. Sometime it will take to hit the bomber. So in that time, bomber plane will also move. Suppose bomber plane come over here in T time. And now this bullet will come and hit this. So it is simply like horizontal projectile. From a tower, this height you have to find. From this tower of height h, you just like thrown a object with some velocity that is 1130 meter per second, and this will come on the ground and hit, right? Now you can see that what is the range? That is 300 plus. So range of this projectile is 300 plus. Distance traveled by, see, in T time, this bullet will come and hit this bomber. In that time only, this bomber plane will also move some distance. That distance can be given by 165 into T, and that is equal to how much? Range of this. That is 1130 into T, correct? Right, understood? You can solve it. 300 equal to 1130 minus 165, how much? 900? Tell me. 65, right?
Sir, answer 0.48 meter.
Ha. So T can be given as 300 upon 965. Tell me the value. Okay, let me use my calculator. That is 3.31 second.
0.
This much time it will take. So in this time, this bullet will come and hit the bomber. Now, first you note it down. Then I'll write further. I hope you guys are understanding. Archit, did you watch that video, yesterday's video?
Sir, I will go through it today.
Huh?
Sir, I will go through it today.
Okay. China noted? Everyone noted? Okay, fine. Let me go move now. Now, this is exactly similar to the horizontal projectile. So from here, you have thrown one object with this velocity, and on ground, suppose it has come and hit here. So you have to find this height, and you have to find at what angle it will hit this, right? So this is, just do one thing, just apply s equal to ut plus half a t square. So there is no additional component of the velocity along y-axis, that is 0 plus half into g into t square. T how much? We got 0.31 whole square. You will get the value of h. You can solve and get. So this is 5 into 0.31 multiplied by 0.31. That is, and multiplied by 5. This is 0.48. 0.48 meter, and this is the answer. And now you have to find angle. So for that, you have to, suppose this angle that you have to find. So just this velocity will have two components, Vx and Vy. So find Vx. That is, that will remain same, na?
हाँ सर, पर बहुत गंदा आंसर आ रहा है थीटा
Ah, that is fine. V equal to u plus at. There is no acceleration along x-axis. So this will remain same. And Vy will be uy. There is no y component initially, minus gt. So we are not concerned about this sign. We know that this will have downward direction. So plus g, that is into t.
So how
three.
did you get Vx equals 1130?
Because in projectile we know, na? Because initially it has horizontal component of the velocity 1130 meter per second, and there is no force, there is no acceleration along x-axis, so it is not going to be changed. Na?
Okay, okay.
And now that we know that if you use this vector, so this will also be Vy. So tan theta is Vy upon Vx. Tan theta is Vy upon Vx. Vy is 3, and array, this is very bad. So kind of this. Tan inverse 3 upon 1130. Bro, you got the same result? Okay. तो हो गया होगा, कुछ था नहीं इसमें, मिटा देता हूं. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, एक और क्वेश्चन करो. अच्छे क्वेश्चंस हैं. थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन का एक पार्ट और भी बचा हुआ है. I am just saving my time and effort. That's a copy and pasting. This is the complete question. This and this together. Solve it.
So, what does it mean that is moving in front at a distance of 4√5 meters? Because isn't he behind?
Suppose you are moving in this direction. So now in front of you, at certain distance, one deer like cross your road perpendicularly.
Oh, so it's crossing from 4. Okay.
Maybe on the line that is crossing your road or your path at 90 degree, on that path, deer is moving. You're running. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? Okay, let me solve it now. See, question says that a hunter is riding an elephant of height 4 meters. So from ground, he is at some 4 meter height. He is moving in a straight line with uniform speed of 2 meters per second. That elephant is moving with 2 meters per second. He sights a deer running with a speed v in front at a distance of 4 meters, 4 root 5 meters, moving perpendicular to the direction of motion of the elephant. Suppose if elephant is moving in this direction, so a line that is perpendicular to his motion, he is moving in this direction, so perpendicular to this, right? So this is the speed of elephant, means speed of hunter. And this distance is 4 root 5 meter, and this deer is crossing, moving with speed v. If hunter can throw his spear with a speed of 10 meters per second relative to the elephant, this is not relative to the ground. This is relative to the elephant. Suppose, and question also says that at what angle theta to the direction of motion of elephant, means hunter. If elephant is moving horizontally, then with this horizontal at what angle? And he has to throw his spear horizontally. Suppose suppose you are sitting on elephant and you just throw your spear. So that should be horizontally. So this is your XY plane. This is your XY plane, and that height is Z plane. You have to throw the spear horizontally. So suppose you have thrown this spear horizontally with some speed u at angle theta. So it will have two components, u cos theta and u sin theta. But this u is with respect to, that is 10. So this is 10 sin theta and this is 10 cos theta. That is with respect to elephant. So in x direction, suppose this is your x direction, this will be y direction. So this is horizontal and vertically z direction will assume. So in x direction, net speed will be 10 cos theta plus 2, and in y direction it will be 10 sin theta. And this is your z direction, 4 meters. Now you can see that you have thrown your spear horizontally. Now that will go and hit the deer on the ground, right? So you can see, you can think that spear will pre-fall 4 meters because there is no force, because you have thrown that spear horizontally, right? So how much time it will take to hit the ground? So time taken by this spear to travel this much distance downward. So S equal to ut. There was no velocity along z-axis. It was thrown horizontally. So half into g into t squared. So t equal to under root 8 by 10. This much time it will take to hit the ground, means deer. Now, let me hit the ground, not deer exactly. Now, see, and in this much time only, it has to travel this horizontal displacement. So 10 cos theta plus 2 into under root ut equal to this 4 root 5, right? So from here you can see 10 cos theta v equal to ut, sorry, s equal to ut plus 2. This is 2 upon root 5. This is 4 root 5. 2 to ja 10 cos theta plus 2, that is 10. So cos theta is 8 by 10, that is 4 by 5. So theta is 37 degrees. Understood? Now, because this spear will go and hit the deer, it means that the vertical velocity of a spear must be equal to the speed of this deer. Because in this speed is also in y direction and this speed is also in y direction. So if this is more than v, so it will fall ahead of deer. And if this speed is less than v, so deer will go ahead and this spear will fall behind. So this has to be same. So 10 into sine theta, that is 3 by 5. So that is 6 meter per second.
सर
Understood?
सर
Yeah.
ये ऑब्लिक प्रोजेक्टाइल है ना?
Hello, yes.
ऑब्लिक प्रोजेक्टाइल है तो वो एक एंगल थीटा पे फेंका है उसने स्फीयर, तो उसका y कंपोनेंट q sin थीटा होगा ना? आपने ये उसको जीरो कैसे मान लिया?
मैंने कहा 0 माना बेटा, मैंने तो साइन
s is
थीटा ही
equal
तो
to
माना है.
s is equal to ut plus half at स्क्वायर में s
That is along z axis. See, तुम इस हाइट पे खड़े हो, यहां से तुमने ऐसे थ्रो किया हॉरिजॉन्टली, तो दिस स्फीयर विल हैव टू कंपोनेंट, along x axis or along y axis. This is your xy and you are at height of 4 meters, so this is your z.
तो हम लोग नीचे वाले हाइट को z नहीं y नहीं ले सकते क्या?
ले
ये
सकते हो,
z
तुम्हारी मर्जी,
ये x
ले
ये
सकते
y.
हो, ले सकते हो, लेकिन तुमको क्या बोला है, स्फीयर एक्सिस तुम किसी को मान सकते हो, बट इसने बोला है कि यू हैव टू थ्रो ए स्फीयर हॉरिजॉन्टली. स्फीयर एनी हाउ गोइंग टू बी थ्रोन इन दिस मैनर ओनली, हॉरिजॉन्टली ओनली.
हाँ तो समझो.
किसी को डाउट है क्या? चलो
Sir,
देखो
can you
फिजिक्स.
explain again how you got that, how you got theta, sir? Angle.
हाउ आई गॉट थीटा.
Yes, sir.
सी शाइन, you are standing at your roof, right? So suppose that from ground, like the first floor, height of first floor is 10 meter. So you are at 10 meter height. Suppose this is height of the tower or height of the roof, right? Now from your roof, you'll throw something horizontally in your plane only, like this is horizontally. So it will have two velocity, one along this and one along this. And now there is nothing, there is no velocity downward. There is no velocity downward. So we can assume that this object will free fall along that height of the building, because we have thrown object like this, not like this.
Yes, sir. But there won't be any velocity along y-axis either. It'll only
No,
be
it will
x-axis.
have y-axis. I have assumed y-axis. I have assumed as like this. This is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. So I have thrown a sphere like this. So it will have this component as well and this component as well.
Okay.
So x this, y this, and z is downward.
Okay. Sir, but the distance, how can you just equal it to 4 root 5? So shouldn't it be 4 root 5 plus Vt, V into time?
Suppose you have from here, you have thrown something, right? And from like where elephant is there, right? So from that place, there is a distance 4 root 5. At this distance, deer will cross or deer will go on the perpendicular line. So this x displacement along x-axis is 4 root 5 only, na?
Okay, got it, sir.
So as soon as you throw the sphere, now treat this as projectile.
Understood.
I'll take two more questions, then we'll start fluttering of flag. हो गया सबका? चले आगे? Okay, I'll take one very simple question. Question says, there are two cars. One car is this A, and other car is this car B. Car A is moving with 15 meters per second. Car B is moving with 10 meters per second, but car A will have some acceleration as well. There is no acceleration in car B. Car A is moving with some constant acceleration. And distance between them is 100 meters. Find see, we know that this car B is moving with 10 meters per second, and car A is moving with 50 meters per second. So speed of car is more. Definitely car A will will go and strike car B, right? So we have to give some acceleration to car B so that it will just avoid the collision. So we have to find the minimum value of A acceleration of car B such that car B just avoid the collision. Solve.
So what is the answer, sir?
Acceleration is 12.5 meters per second. Something like this.
मुझे आंसर आया बट डेसिमल का मिस्टेक
तुम्हें आंसर आ गया?
बट डेसिमल अलग आ रहा है मुझे 0.125 आ रहा है
और 12.5 सेंटीमीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर, ये है आंसर?
हाँ मेरा 0.125 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वायर
हाँ सही तो है। अरे बच्चों, इतना आसान क्वेश्चन कहाँ से विल आस्क यू? बस क्वेश्चन में पूछ दिया, चेक करने के लिए तुम लोग कितना समझ रहे हो। देखो, you have to find the minimum value of A such that car B will just avoid the collision. तो एनालिसिस करो with respect to car B. Analyze the motion of A with respect to car B. तो ये रेस्ट पे आ गया। अब अगर ये रेस्ट पे आ गया तो इसका उल्टा लगा देंगे इस पे, रिलेटिव वेलोसिटी। तो नेट कितना आएगा? नेट आ जाएगा ये 5 मीटर पर सेकेंड से दिस कार ए विल मूव विथ 5 मीटर पर सेकेंड टुवर्ड्स बी एंड एक्सेलरेशन विल बी नेगेटिव, राइट? If it will just avoid collision, it means that this car will come and just will come to rest here because car is moving to right with some retardation. So definitely car A will come to rest. So S equal to U into, okay, we apply that V square equal to U square plus 2AS. That is 0, 25 minus 2A into S. So A is 1/8. This is your answer. Very simple, na?
So I got this, sir. That's why I asked what is the
Oh,
answer.
that was my mistake. That was my mistake.
No, it was that's why, so it was I got 1.1/8, but then I didn't write it in decimals, so I didn't connect.
That is fine. That is fine. IOC और अर्चित आया बात समझ में? One last question. चलो मिटा देता हूँ इसको, मिटा दो. एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन, उसके बाद हम लोग नया टॉपिक स्टार्ट करेंगे. This is the road. This is the truck. This is the truck that is moving with some velocity 10 meters per second. Suppose there is a boy standing on the road, I mean on one side of the road, initially at 80 meters from this distance. 1 minute. Okay, now, so this boy is standing on this, on one side of the road, initially at 8 meters, right? And suppose this boy wants to cross this road. This boy wants to cross the road. And he had started with some velocity at some angle theta. And the width of the road is 2 meters. So first question is find angle theta for which V is least. Means at what angle he should start crossing the road so that with minimum velocity he will safely cross the road. And second question would be find minimum value of V for which boy will cross the road without striking the track. Use the concept relative motion concept. Solve करो. Physics solve करते time ना, you have to be physicist. Just apply your brain. Just think. This is normal life questions. Okay, can I solve it? को लग रहा है कुछ आइडिया आ रहा है?
So मैं तो इक्वेशंस फॉर्म किए कि v cos थीटा इनटू मैंने टाइम t माना v cos थीटा इनटू t इज इक्वल टू 2 और v sin थीटा प्लस 10 द होल इनटू t इज इक्वल टू 8. और फिर आ नहीं रहा कुछ.
Okay, let me solve it. See, I'll use relative motion concept. See, you have to find a minimum angle at which boy should start crossing the road so that he can safely cross the road without striking the truck. Because when he will move, truck will also move, right? So do one thing, just analyze the motion with respect to truck. Analyze the motion with respect to truck. Now truck will come to rest. Now this truck will come to rest and speed of truck will be added vectorially to this speed of boy. So boy has two components, v sin theta and v cos theta. And this 10 meter per second in opposite direction will be here. So net velocity will be, this is the truck. And this is the boy, the 8 and this length is 2. So the net velocity will be 10 minus v sin theta. Because boy does not have to strike with the truck. So let's say this is the net velocity in opposite direction because truck is at rest. And this is the velocity v cos theta in perpendicular direction. So now, so what theta is we can choose so that at least this boy must cross the road from this point. He may cross from here, he may cross here, he may cross here, but he cannot go beyond this line. If he goes beyond, if he crosses the road beyond this point, he will strike the truck, right? He will strike the truck. So suppose this is the angle, this is some angle phi, let's say. What is this angle? Tan phi is 2 upon 8. So this is 1 by 4. And this tan phi can also be written as Vy upon Vx. That is Vy upon Vx. Solve it, you will get the answer. Tan minus V sin theta equal to 4V cos theta. So V is 10 upon sin theta plus 4 cos theta. So what is the minimum value of V? So for V to be minimum, this denominator has to be maximum. And what is the maximum value of this? Under root 1 square plus a square plus b square. That is 10 upon under root 17. That we have already learned in trigonometry. like A cos theta plus B sin theta. What is the range of this? This is from here to here, right? So this is the minimum speed. And you have to, if you have to find minimum value of theta, just differentiate this and you will get the answer.
So what is that? V equals 10 by?
10 upon 1 sin theta means sin theta plus 4 cos theta from here. Sin theta plus 4 cos theta. And for this V to be minimum, this has to be maximum, right? So this is your function, that function of theta.
Oh,
You have to find minimum value of V for which we have to find angle theta for which V is least. So at for what value of theta V will be minimum? So just differentiate this cos theta minus 4 sin theta and then equate it to 0. You will get tan theta 1 by 4. So theta is tan inverse 1 by 4. This is the angle for which V will be minimum.
so then why do we have to find V minimum?
Sorry.
Why do we have to find V minimum, sir?
Question says find a minimum value of V for which boy can safely cross the road without
Okay.
striking the track. तो गया सबका चले आगे. Now, next new topic is fluttering of flag. See, this is very simple. Flag fly करता है. Suppose on your roof a flag is mounted. So roof is stationary. So flag will definitely flutter in the same direction, in the direction in which wind blows, right? This direction में हवा चलेगी, flag will fly in that direction. But this is not the case of moving object. Suppose flag is mounted on the car. Car is also moving. Then flag will flutter or fly in the direction in which wind will blow with respect to car. Wind will blow with respect to car. Suppose wind, this is east, west, north, and south. Suppose here flag is mounted, and this point is at west. So and wind is blowing, suppose in this direction. So obviously बात है कि flag will flutter in towards north only. But अगर मान लो say if the flag is mounted on the car, that car is moving towards east. Then in which direction flag will flutter? Then we have to find the velocity of wind with respect to car. कार के रेस्पेक्ट में विंड का डायरेक्शन जो होगा दैट विल बी द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फ्लैग जिसमें फ्लटर करेगा.
सर इस केस में नॉर्थ वेस्ट.
हाँ, तो अब हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा कि विंड का वेलोसिटी निकालेंगे कार के रेस्पेक्ट में. कार के रेस्पेक्ट में तो ऑब्जर्वर कार है तो जस्ट इसको उल्टा कर दो, ऐसा होगा. अब ये हो गया तुम्हारा नेट वेलोसिटी। फ्लटर जो फ्लैग विल फ्लटर इन दिस डायरेक्शन। तो जब भी हम क्वेश्चन करेंगे तो हम देखेंगे कि जो मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट है उसके रेस्पेक्ट में विंड जिधर जाएगा फ्लैग भी उधर ही जाएगा। सो सिंपल, फिर इज ओवर, राइट? शाइना, you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me take first one simple question and then good question. Suppose if I take one question, wind is blowing with speed 54 kilometer per hour along north. बकवास क्वेश्चन है तो जस्ट बता ही दिया मैं तुमको। बकवास क्वेश्चन है। लेट मी टेक गुड क्वेश्चन। Let me search for that. Wait. हाँ, अब्रो को वो क्वेश्चन भेजा था ना मैंने। अब्रो है ना?
हाँ सर, वो रिवर में चालू है और उसका फ्लैग फ्लटर हो रहा है।
हाँ हाँ, वही वो तुम्हारे पापा भी भेजा। एक मिनट। देखो, वेरी सिंपल, मतलब वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, नॉट सिंपल। You just have to think about this. This is a very interesting question actually. You just analyze this situation. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Think and then.
सर अभी मेरा इंटरनेट चला गया था, आपने 2-3 मिनट में क्या किया?
मैंने कुछ नहीं किया, कॉपी करके पेस्ट किया।
ओके सर। सर आप ये फ्लटरिंग कॉन्सेप्ट वापस समझा देंगे क्योंकि इंटरनेट चला
फ्लटरिंग
गया था।
कॉन्सेप्ट क्या होता है? देखो, अगर मान लो तुम्हारे घर के छत पे अगर फ्लैग लगा हुआ है तो जो, अब छत तो स्टेशनरी है, तो जिस डायरेक्शन में विंड ब्लो करेगा उसी डायरेक्शन में फ्लैग भी फ्लटर करेगा। बट वहीं पे अगर मान लो तुम कार से जाते हो और झंडा लगा देते हो तो कार मूविंग ऑब्जेक्ट है ना, कार के रेस्पेक्ट में मान लो कि विंड किसी डायरेक्शन में चल रहा है, नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन में, तो जरूरी नहीं है कि फ्लैग भी नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन में ही फ्लटर करेगा। अब डिपेंड करता है कि कार के रेस्पेक्ट में विंड का ब्लो करने का डायरेक्शन क्या है, कि कार भी तो मूव करेगा। अगर ऑब्जेक्ट मूविंग है तो उसके रेस्पेक्ट में विंड का डायरेक्शन चेंज होगा ना। तो कार के रेस्पेक्ट में हम लोग विंड का डायरेक्शन निकालेंगे, जो विंड का डायरेक्शन आएगा कार के रेस्पेक्ट में, उसी डायरेक्शन में फ्लैग फ्लटर करेगा। अब ये क्वेश्चन दिया मैंने सोचने के लिए।
So I don't think I understood completely how to do it.
Let me solve it. Don't worry. Question says that a launch travels across a river from point A to a point B. Point okay. The launch travels across a river from point A to point B on the opposite bank along the line. So launch is going. Suppose some moving object. Launch is some moving object. From A to B, it will travel. Okay. Angle is this with the bank. The flag on the mast of the launch makes an angle beta. See, flag on the launch that makes angle beta with its direction of motion. This is the direction of motion of launch. In with this direction, this flag. It means that flag is fluttering in this direction, right? Flag is fluttering in this direction. Determine the speed of launch with respect to the blank. See, if this flag is fluttering in this direction, it means that this is the direction of wind with respect to launch. This is the, because the flag will definitely flutter in the direction of in which wind is blowing. Means this is the direction of wind with respect to launch. Right? Right now? कुछ तो बोलो।
Yes.
अरे हाँ, फ्लैग
हाँ
किस डायरेक्शन में फ्लाई करेगा, जिस डायरेक्शन में विंड ब्लो करेगा। So this should be the direction of wind with respect to launch. तो निकालते हैं, देखो, let u be the velocity of wind blowing in the direction perpendicular to the current. So this is the direction of, suppose this is your x and this is your y. Now velocity of launch with respect, velocity of wind with respect to ground is, that is u j. Velocity of launch, that is speed of launch that you have to determine. Suppose this is v, speed. So v cos alpha I plus v sin alpha j. So you have to find velocity of wind with respect to launch. That is vw minus v launch, that is uj minus v cos alpha I plus v sin alpha j. So minus v cos alpha I plus u minus v sin alpha j. Now this angle is given. It means that this is the velocity of wind with respect to launch, right? तो अपने को ये जो वेलोसिटी है वो इस डायरेक्शन में होगा, राइट? इसी डायरेक्शन में होगा, तभी तो फ्लाई कर रहा है फ्लटर, सॉरी फ्लाई कर रहा है अपना फ्लैग। तो ये जो भी वेक्टर है इन दिस डायरेक्शन में, तो ये वेक्टर का जो नेट एंगल होगा वो कितना होगा, दिस प्लस दिस. इस वेक्टर को इफ यू शिफ्ट इट पैरेलली लाइक दिस, you can see that this angle is beta and this alpha. So this is x, this is y, and this is your vector, this vector, and the complete angle is alpha plus beta. So how do you find angle, like that this vector will make? So this angle is pi minus alpha plus beta. So this has two components, v cos alpha towards minus I, and this u minus v sin alpha towards plus j. And angle of tan of this, tan of this thing will be vy upon xy, मतलब vx, y component upon x component. समझ में आया तुम लोग को कॉन्सेप्ट? बढ़िया कॉन्सेप्ट है. एक सेकंड रुको, एक so now tan pi minus theta, so pi minus theta second quadrant minus tan theta, so minus tan alpha plus beta u minus v sin alpha upon v cos alpha. This is minus sin. Now this is trigonometry only now. Cross multiply करो, minus v cos alpha sin alpha plus beta. This is u cos alpha plus beta minus v sin alpha cos alpha plus beta. आयुषी क्या हुआ, सर पकड़ रही हो? बिल्कुल आसान है,
नहीं
बिल्कुल
सर, मुझे
आसान है.
वेलोसिटी ऑफ लॉन्च के बाद कुछ नहीं समझ में आया.
तो तभी रोकना चाहिए ना.
मैं बोलने वाली थी.
तो बोली क्यों नहीं? बोलो बोलो बोलो, कहाँ प्रॉब्लम हुआ?
सर वेलोसिटी ऑफ लॉन्च कैसे?
मतलब तुम यहीं अटक गई?
यस सर.
अरे अरे इसको कंपोनेंट में ब्रेक करो ना वेक्टर को. हाउ डू यू ब्रेक एनी वेक्टर इनटू कंपोनेंट्स? दिस इज v and this angle is alpha. This is v and this angle is alpha, so this will be cos component, v cos along x axis, so I, and v sin along y axis, so z, j. ऐसे ही. How do you break any vector into components?
ओके ओके ओके. यस.
देखो जहां डाउट होना वहीं पे रोक दिया करो, वरना देखो कितना पीछे आना पड़ा है. तो ये लेफ्ट में लाओ, ब्रिंग दिस टू लेफ्ट. सो टेक v कॉमन, सो दिस इज sin alpha cos alpha plus beta minus cos alpha sin alpha plus beta and u cos alpha plus beta. देखो this is sin a cos b minus cos a sin b, that is sin a minus b. So sin a minus b, अल्फा अल्फा कैंसिल हो जाएगा और माइनस बीटा रह जाएगा. आंसर क्या है? इन विच फॉर्म? See, this v is minus sin of minus theta minus sin theta na. So u cos alpha plus beta upon sin beta. You got the same answer. See, you got the same answer. Way is different. Note करो. कोई डाउट हो तो पूछो.
So that's not the answer they've given.
हाँ, this is the same answer ना बेटा. देखो, see ना. Take, see here. Sine, take minus out. So this is out. So sine pi by 2 minus theta, cos theta. Simple, na? Same, na? Disconnect हो गया, sorry. Physical.
Sir, could you please show the first few lines?
क्या बोल रहे हो? ये वाला?
Yes, sir.
क्या करूं, मैं बोलूं या फिर अच्छा दिखाने के लिए बोली थी? अच्छा, ओके.
स्क्रॉल कर सकते.
Done, sir.
सबका हो गया, डन ऑल?
No, sir. 1 minute.
ठीक, ओके.
Done, sir.
निश्चित हो गया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's take one question on elevator. Elevator type question. Like, we go to mall, we see elevator, right? Suppose this is ground. How to draw elevator? Like this. This is suppose first floor. This is ground floor. जी मतलब ground floor. ठीक है ना? कुछ और मत समझना. तो suppose this length is L. Right. Okay. If a man stands on moving elevator, it takes 10 seconds to reach up. Up means top, मतलब जो भी जहां पे जाना है उसको, जहां तक elevator. पहला पॉइंट हो गया कि man is not moving. Only elevator is moving and man is just standing on the elevator. So in that case, it means that the elevator takes 10 seconds to, like, go from ground to first floor. Second thing can be, if suppose escalator is not moving, escalator is not moving, and only man walks up the escalator. He takes 15 seconds to reach up, जो भी है. Now we have to find, suppose, see, there are two scenarios. In one scenario, man is not moving, escalator is moving. In second scenario, man is moving, escalator is not moving. In third scenario, we have to find if man walks up on moving escalator. In this case, man is also moving and escalator is also moving. If man walks up on a moving escalator, so we have to find how much time he will take to reach up, जो भी है. Suppose velocity of escalator is u, velocity of man with respect to escalator is v. When escalator is stopped, like, is not moving, so whatever velocity of man would be, that would be velocity of man with respect to escalator. So velocity of man with respect to escalator is velocity of man minus velocity of escalator. So we can say that velocity of man with respect to ground is velocity of man with respect to escalator plus velocity of escalator. So this velocity is of the man is with respect to escalator. So what would be the velocity of man with respect to escalator, with respect to ground? V plus u. Suppose in first case, Wi-Fi is not stable today. Wi-Fi is not stable today. Okay. So see, in first case, a man stands on a moving elevator. So man has no velocity, only elevator is moving. So how much time it will take? Simply L upon U. U is the speed of elevator. and that is how much? 10 seconds. In second case, elevator is not moving, only man is moving. So how much time it will take? T equal to L upon V, that is 15 seconds. In third case, it says that both are moving. So what would be the effective velocity? V plus VU. Both will be added up. Because we know that velocity of man with respect to a escalator is Vm minus V. So Vm can be given as Vm with respect to E plus Ve. So in third case, we have to find how much time. So T equal to L upon V plus U. Simple. Now, just divide these two things. So you can L by U into V by L, that is 10 by 50. So V by U is 2 by 3. So if you take U common or V common, whatever, take U common. So L by U, V upon U plus 1. So this L by U, that is 10. And V by U, 2 by 3 plus 1. So 10 into 3 upon 5. That is 6 seconds it will take. Understood, everyone? बाइसिकल क्लास चलते भाग गई पीछे से डांस क्लास के लिए
यस सर, लेट हो रहा था।
तो जो बचा हुआ पार्ट था वो वीडियो देखती हो
आज
हाँ देख लोगे ना
यस सर।
So how do you know what U is?
I just assumed because I don't need to find that u. I just assumed that like the speed of elevator is u. That's it.
No. So like L by U into V by U plus 1.
Where?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
I
And so
took y. Okay.
you took U common.
Right.
And so 10 divided by 2 by 3 plus 1.
L by u we know na. L by u we know 10.
Oh.